Hello everybody and welcome back to the next episode of Create Ultimate Selection 2. So, before we get too far into, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down below. Lets me know what you like, keeps my videos showing up in your feed. So, before we get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode, I'd just like to apologize for the large gap. I've had some stuff going on IRL about employment and needing to do some yard work, and I just haven't had the time to sit down and actually do work on this series. In addition to the fact that I actually have to do some research off camera and such to figure out exactly how I'm gonna do something before I can go and actually do it. So, again, sorry, and I'm going to try to get a good schedule in, but I am not going to guarantee anything because, I just want to be frank with you guys. My schedule's in a bit of a flux right now as I try to figure things out, and I'll be getting these videos to you as often as I can. So, now on today's episode, you may notice we're on a new platform, and in fact, this is a material that I haven't used at all in any of my factories so far. So I mean, we have, most of the time I'm using stone brick and various wood types, and that's just because I have, farms for that stuff. Over here, I have, my quartz temple to quartz and andesite production. So we got this. We've also got, the mine area. The redstone factory up here doesn't have redstone in the design, but I may end up changing that at some point. But we got this going on. We even have a little woodcutter shack over here, along with the possibility of some expansion. We got the little this little hut over here that's producing diamonds. Speaking of which, you can't exactly, it's not registering, but there's a lot of diamonds in here, which is nice. But speaking of diamonds and speaking of my new building material over here, I have decided it is time to upgrade my kit. If you can tell, I'm currently wearing, you should be able to tell because you should know Minecraft if you're watching me playing modded Minecraft. But I'm currently wearing a diamond armor. And you can see the buckles on my backpack here indicate that I'm wearing a diamond backpack. Now, there is one level above that. That is netherite. So, netherite can actually be used for a backpack. Yeah, you can see right here. Requires me to actually go and find a netherite upgrade template, but I only need one, and all of this stuff here I can farm, so I can easily, get a whole bunch. I'm still gonna have to go and find that, but that also means I need netherite ingots, which means I need netherite scrap. And the reason I'm going with netherite scrap over automating netherite ingots is because scrap is actually used for a surprising amount of stuff. You can see there's 10 crafting recipes that use netherite scrap as an ingredient. So, and it's rather easy to turn netherite scrap into netherite ingots. So we're going to be making some scrap. And there actually is a way to automate this. And this is one of the things I meant that I had to do research because I wasn't sure the exact recipe I needed to do this. And the recipe is nether bricks through crushing wheels. And there's a less than 1% chance of getting netherite scrap. So that means to make one netherite ingot, I need to put over 400 nether brick blocks through crushing wheels. Luckily, it is not as expensive as you would think, because nether brick you get minimum of 1, and a quarter of the time you get 2 nether bricks out of it, and it takes 4 nether bricks to create a block of nether bricks. So it's going to be a bit easier on the resource, but that is still so if we work off the assumption, just for the sake of math, that every stone brick comes out, that we get 2 stone bricks out of every time we do this, and it takes, let's say we hit that 1% chance on netherite, on the scrap. That means that we need 200 nether bricks to be either brought in or created for every 1 ingot. Now, to do that, we need nether bricks, which luckily, using automated packing, which is a press and a basin, nether bricks can be turned into nether brick. A full nether bricks can be turned into 1 block of nether bricks. They really need to figure out the names for that here, because multiple of these and 1 block of this is the exact same wood. Point is, to make nether bricks, we actually have 2 options, and both options are in fact accessible to me depending on what I want to do. So we could do bulk blasting to go from netherrack to nether brick, or we could do bulk haunting to go from brick to nether brick. The reason I say we have both of these accessible is because both of these materials are actually endlessly renewable, and I have access to both of those materials in my factory so far. This building, if you can remember, was the second big building we added to the factory. This is the brick machine. So I just need to go ahead and sleep for a second. But then also, over here, we have all the way back here in... I always tend to get lost in here. Okay, I'm up here. Back here, we have netherrack. So we actually have access to both materials that we could use to automate this production. I have decided that I'm actually going to pull from bricks because it's a lot closer to where I decided to put the factory. If I had gone with my other idea of putting it right here, I would probably go with the netherrack solution because it is 1 stop away. But if I go over here, then it's only 1 stop away to get the actually wait, can I even still attach chains there? I should double check. I cannot add more connections to the conveyor. Well, that just means I'm going to have to attach to... Maybe I'll bring that over here. The point is, that also is not a whole lot of connections that I need. So, that's what, that's what I'm going to be using. Probably going to pull from that one down there, because this chain is used a whole lot to move flint between the redstone factory in the back and the andesite factory back there. So if I use this connection, not a lot goes there. So yeah, that's what I'm going to end up doing. Point is, now we need to make this. And this is actually going to be unique in that it's actually going to have a cyclical design, which not a lot of other things I do here have. Because the crushing process of nether bricks creates its own ingredient. So there's essentially another brick that's just going to be going around and around and around and around, and that's going to be, what ends up here. So gonna go ahead and do a bit of planning to figure out exactly where everything's gonna go, and then we're gonna go ahead and get this netherite factory up and running. Okay, everybody. I think I managed to get this all working, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of walk you guys through the process here. This barrel, missed one thing. But point is, this barrel is going to be accepting all bricks. Where? I know I had a whole bunch of those. Anyway, so that barrel is going to be accepting the bricks, which are then going to be outputted onto this funnel, onto this depot, and then this mechanical arm is going to go and place them all. I'll figure out where that stuff goes in a bit. Alright, so maybe I'll do a lift up thing. Point is, that gets the bricks gonna be deposited here, and then the soul sand here is gonna be with the soul fire, which is going to haunt the bricks until they become nether bricks, which are over here. Then after here, they're gonna get brought into the nether brick storage right here. I should probably actually end up moving that. But so they get stored in nether brick storage here. And then it goes out from nether brick storage into all of these basins, which, using the press, turn them all into turns it all into the nether brick block. They then get outputted down here. Sorry if you can hear the barking. The dog is a bit annoyed right now. But so the nether brick comes out the bottom here under these belts, and all brought over, and then this fan blows them up to here, where they get deposited into 3 crushing wheels. Then the crushing wheels output down here, and they're all going to be outputting either nether brick or netherite scrap, and it's going to be brought onto here. Now, this is the part that I'm probably going to have to either go and find some netherite or give myself a singular piece of scrap and then throw it away so I'm not using it, so that I can put a filter here. But it'll deposit the item here, will then get either picked up here, or it will, there's going to be a mechanical arm that you saw me move, that I put the nether brick back into the system. I maybe even just throw it onto here so it gets routed in that way. But then the nether bricks will be routed back through the system, while the netherite scrap gets stored in this silo. And this packager will be able to bring it and output it through this. So that's what I currently got. And now I need to try to figure out how to wire this up, because that's going to be a doozy, especially considering the fact that this right here also needs an output for the frog port. Not quite sure what I'm going to do there. May end up moving some of this around, but that's the plan. So let's go ahead and get this wired up. I'm going to do this off camera again, because this can be a bit of a pain to do. See you later. Hello everybody, I got it working, so now let's go ahead and go through and take a look at what we've got going on here, just so you guys are kind of aware of what I've gotten. Now that it's all working, I'll be able to actually walk you guys through the process that occurs. So over here we have the factory gauge, which calls for bricks from that machine over there. And they come through and they get deposited into this item silo. And I mainly chose the silo because of its verticality. So then the items from the silo get put onto this depot. And then those mechanical arms take the bricks. I could have sworn I had my the fire down resource pack. I'll go make sure I have that put on later. But then they get put onto these conveyor belts where they are haunted to form the nether bricks, which then come out the back here and into this item vault. Then it gets put through this line, and it is probably complete and utter overkill what I did here, but I have 5 basins and nether bricks that make it nether bricks, so that, you know, if we have a ridiculous amount of overfill, you know, actually, wait, I still have a way to take advantage of this. If we replace this with a brass funnel and have it output, yep, there we go. So now, so kind of disregard what I said earlier. Now that we have 64 coming out at a time, it is having all of them running, which is outputting more nether bricks. Simply because I have 5 running at a time. And it looks like it refills relatively quickly due to the sheer number of bricks coming through here. If I wanted to, I could probably add another mechanical arm over there to make them come out even faster, or maybe replace that. No, I think I know what I would do. I'll go ahead and replace this with this, because I know due to this there will always be 10 stacks. Actually, probably put this up to 20 just so we have, you know, an excess. Should begin to work, because now it should be calling stacks of brick, and we can actually see the process here, so we can actually see what it looks like. So these should be the multi-stack pickups. So now they're being placed in stacks, which means it takes a bit longer for them to be haunted, but a lot more get haunted. Did I need to up it up to like 40 or something? Anyway, yeah, the way I set this up, there actually is a possibility of a overflow that will keep that will kind of stop bricks from being called, and then it will build up again over there. Yeah, so you know, they come through here, they get haunted, and they come out and get loaded into this item vault, and then they come out up here, creating the nether bricks, which then gets sent. Actually, I should probably up so all these output 64 at a time as well, just to cause the build up to occur. And then it'll also keep them moving. Oh, I forgot, that's one of the things with I think I should maybe replace them. I forgot that occurs, so Let's go and replace those with chutes, which should output directly on. That's not quite what I wanted. Are smart chutes a thing? I feel like smart chutes are a thing. Let me check the recipe on that. Yes, they are. And I think I have everything I need to make them, actually. Just need some brass sheets. Can I not take brass and put it with a hammer? Okay. In that case, brief pause while I'll go and make me some of those brass sheets. What happens if another brick goes through? Hope it doesn't end up slowing things down. Like, let me do a quick Google search on that. Okay, quick search showed that what occurs is it just destroys the brick, so it should be fine. But now I have to go set up a quick mechanical press station so I can get some brass sheets. Give me a second to get that set up. Okay, I got it set up. And this now should create the brass plates. I meant brass sheets. Okay, it should be almost done. Okay, it was sitting at 10. By the way, I did go ahead and build another alloy kiln here so that I can make alloys through the Immersive Engineering mod. That's something I'm going to have to do is figure out how to get this to work. And I have an idea of how to use the stock ticker. Need to do a bit of research on a remote item moving, but I should be able to set something up there. Recipe uses this 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be enough. Now to go ride the chain conveyor. That is one thing that is quite nice about how this is set up, is I can just ride like that to get around to things. So come around to here. Yep, those all should be... Let's see, I need another bricks because that's what they're going to be outputting. So, boom, boom. So now here should be able to go boom, 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 boom. Not that, that. So we should be getting, let's see, we could go, oh, I see the issue here. That needs to be one of these. So this should work with them all outputting at the same time. Round robin should be outputting well. Actually, wait a moment. There's something I can do here to speed this up. Can extend it that way. Then if I take this, put it here, this, replace it. And then I come back to the side and I put that there. I should be able to handle more. I'm not sure if that's ever going to get used, but it's, you know, good to cover my bases, so to speak. Did we actually run out of brick? I think we actually may have run out of brick. That is a lot of nether bricks we have in the storage there. So I think I'm actually going to be able to lower this down to... Let's do 10 stacks, but up here, change this so that it outputs 16 at a time. So now, the number of netherbricks here actually has a capacity of going down because typically it's a 1 to 4 conversion, or it's a 4 to 1 conversion to go through this whole loop. Maybe like I think its total number is like 1.25 per 4 every time it goes through the loop. So we do still have to keep that going, but that number of nether bricks should handle it. And in fact, I can probably lower this as well to, what, 16 or so. These should be set up to output any number, yes. And... so I can probably, you know, pull all of this stuff into here. Okay, that should be all the excess stuff. And let's see if I go and hop up here, come around to here. I can just directly input these into here. This is, oh, because this is also do multiple at a time. It needs to be one of these. Well, I've got this running as fast as I can get it for now. I'll probably end up doing some work off camera, you know, putting this up, adding the exterior walls, may end up, you know, seeing if I can get this to go any faster. But, yeah, so let's actually see if I have managed... I have actually managed to get 3 netherite scrap in the amount of time that I have this running, which is 15-20 minutes. So, you know, AFKing overnight should have a pretty good stash up there. You know, I'm going to go ahead and close up the video for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Today we did this netherite factory. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down below. Keeps my videos showing up in your feed and lets me know what you like. Also, any thoughts you have on anything I've done, and especially this new kind of influx schedule that I didn't have back when I was starting out. Like, give me your thoughts about any of that, any questions about the mod pack, what I think about, some of the new add-ons that have come out. Speaking of which, I am actually thinking about starting a new world so I can use some of that stuff, but depends what you guys think, depends what I see and all that. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down below. The Sentinel Blaster, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.